How's it going, everybody? I had a random thought today. Are Mopar guys a little off? A little strange? I'm a Mopar guy. Big time. Only own Mopars. I think I've had from, I don't know, like 40 to 60 cars. I've only had 2 cars that were not Mopar in my life. And that was a 73 Oldsmobile Omega and a Cavalier that I used as a puddle jumper back and forth to work. Otherwise, everything was Mopar. A bodies, B bodies, Ram Chargers, trucks, BR series truck. I drive a 2014 Ram. I have a Dart, Duster, Barracuda, had Fifth Avenues, all sorts of stuff. But anyway, so I'm a Mopar guy through and through. I won't own anything other than. But are we off? And what I mean by that is we get really spun up over, say, somebody putting a Ford 8.8 in an A-body. Because for whatever reason, A-bodies have a 4-inch pattern on their cars, which wheel selection is limited, and it's fairly expensive to convert it over to a 4.5-inch bolt pattern, which, like every other car that Chrysler has, is a 4.5-inch bolt pattern. And even Ford. But we get all bent out of shape if somebody does a conversion to a Ford 8.8 and then might get some disc brakes or something like that. We like chalk marks and all this big time resto stuff that it's if you molest it in any way, shape, or form, if a guy's on a budget, I can understand it. And to the point where there is people literally doing like LS swaps, I'm not a fan, just to piss purists off. I mean, it's like a joke. But why do we get like that? Why do we select a car that to do any kind of work to that has like room for like 4-inch wide tires? For instance, my Dart. Unless I move the springs inboard and put a mini tub in it, I can only fit like, there's like barely any tire I can put in there. Or Jason's 66 Satellite. There's like no room. You got to bend the wheel lip in. It's just, why? Why do we get why do we get hung up on these cars? Is it because of the personality? I mean, and think about this. There's like a Chevrolet, for instance. There is so many options for engines and documentation and things like that. But we choose to drive a vehicle that is expensive, very expensive. Parts are limited. Parts can be hard to find. And there's barely any documentation in comparison to the other guys. Take a Fox body, for instance. There is so much you can do to them, and they're dirt cheap. But why do we choose a Dart, for instance, or a Satellite, and I'm going the wrong way, and a Duster? Pardon my shop, it's a disaster. But why do we choose that stuff? A Roadrunner, low slung wheel wells, again, fairly limited room for any kind of tire whatsoever. Why? Is it because of the personality? Is it because of the colors like Plum Crazy or Sublime or Top Banana or Hemi Orange? Why do we get all spun up about engine compartments? I don't like it. If it's a Mopar, it's got to have a body color engine compartment. But why do we do that? Why do we get all spun up on engine color? If you have a certain year car, you have to have a certain color in the engine, like turquoise or corporate blue or Hemi Orange or street Hemi Orange or We get all mad if it's like the wrong hue of a certain color, or it looks too much like Chevy orange or Ford blue. Why do we do that? It bugs me. I don't know why. Tell me what you think. Why is it? Why do we choose these vehicles? Is it because of the Hemi? Do we love them just because of that, even though a lot of people can't have them because they're just unobtainium? Just because of sheer cost? GM has like 1,000,001 different crate engines that you can get. Ford too, for that matter. In comparison, inexpensive. Or the Hemi swaps. Hemis are, the new Hemi, are really, really expensive. Now, I don't know what they are as, well, from my understanding anyway, to do a comparable LS swap is ridiculously cheap. But why? Is it because of the sheer quantity of them? Is it because we don't want to blend in with the crowd? I am seriously wondering this. So if you would, watch the video, drop it in the comments. Why do we have to have Mopars a certain way? Why do we love these cars so much? I love them. And some things bug me. The 8.8 swap doesn't really bug me as much as as a lot of people, I guess. But why is it like that? Why do we get all bent out of shape? Sorry for this rant. Just a thought. I think about this stuff a lot. And I'm curious what you say. So, leave it in the comments. Talk to you later. Have a great night.